AITA for bringing my service dog to a wedding when I know he's a scary breed. I 20F have a service dog for pancreatic attacks. I have hypoglycemia unawareness. I'm not diabetic. His name is Angel and he's a Doberman. I love him so much and he helps me avoid passing out and alerts when I need to eat sugar. He's playful and has never bitten anyone, though he looks a bit imposing. He has been properly trained and is a real service animal. His tasks keep me safe and prevent me from getting hurt. My cousin 26F, Chloe, is a health nut. No sugar, no fat, no carbs kind of health nut. She knows about my health issues, but asked me not to bring my service dog because of his breed. That he'd scare her and her future husband's kids, as her toddler is afraid of large dogs, having been barked at in his face. I made the wedding slideshow and all of the music was on my laptop, so I had to be there. I told her I had to either be provided with sugar all night, in the form of several soft drinks or candies, or I would bring Angel with me along with my own sugar, and she told me, fine, but you can live without junk for one night. I received a copy of the menu the morning of the wedding and surprise. No sugar at all, none in the form of carbs, sweets, drinks, or even in the cake, with a large no exceptions written underneath. So I got dressed, filled my computer case with gummy candies, helping me to regulate sugar quickly, and harnessed up Angel for the night. I sat in the back away from the aisle through the ceremony and nobody noticed Angel. I then went to the venue for the reception and set up my music stand and the slideshow. The venue legally has to allow service animals and the employee was quite understanding. Angel alerted a few times while I was setting up and I was able to eat what I needed. When Chloe and her husband and their kids arrived, she freaked seeing Angel. People had noticed him this time and I had explained he's a service animal. Her youngest, a toddler, also noticed and started to cry as he is scared of big dogs. He was in his vest and was laying down calm as could be. Before I could begin the music for their first dance, she was at my music stand screaming at me that I was selfish for bringing Angel to her wedding and I could have gone one night without having to be the center of attention and I could be healthy for once and not eat so much sugar. She kicked us out before dinner or the slideshow, then sent me a nasty email saying I ruined her wedding and she expects me to pay her back for the missing slideshow and the music, even though I did her slideshow as a wedding gift and it took several days. I feel horrible. I made her toddler cry and I feel like a total ass for bringing Angel, even though I need him on a day-to-day basis. AITA? NTA. Fine. But you can live without junk for one night. You have a medical condition. You are not eating sugar because you like it. Your cousin wouldn't ask a diabetic to go without their insulin, or a person with asthma to go without their inhaler. Your dog is a service dog, to help with your medical condition, not there for fun and games or to terrorize your cousin's children. NTA. Depriving a family member of their service animal that alerts for health reasons is deplorable. Health is subjective. In your case, being healthy very literally is having sugar. Unless she'd have rather had you pass out at her wedding, I assume you'd have gotten called the center of attention for that. 2. Info. You say that she has two options: supply you with sugar or you'll need to bring your dog plus your own sugar. What's the difference between the two? Why would her supplying you with sugary foods mean you don't need your dog, but if you supply your own sugary foods, you do need your dog? Info. Why didn't you just bring your own sugary treats? NTA. Your cousin keeps referring to what you need to eat as junk and unnecessary. Your cousin is the because that's not okay. You can't ask a person with a disability to just stop having it for a day because it's inconvenient. If you had that option, you wouldn't need a service animal. Your cousin is being irrational, selfish, and mean. Regardless of what type of dog your service dog is. You need him. End of story. Tell her that she's ableist. You should have declined to go to the wedding, saying that you were unfortunately unable to attend safely given the restrictions imposed. Pop the slideshow onto a USB stick and hand it off to someone else. NTA. She expected you to put yourself in an actual life-threatening situation. No access to your service animal, and to top that off, an inappropriate menu. I mean, this is analogous to serving an allergen to a person with anaphylaxis. Then to turn around and have the effrontery to claim that you ruined her wedding when she threw you out. Nah. She can bugger right off. As a diabetic, I am on the fence about this. A CGM connected to your phone can alert you. A simple blood prick every so often can inform you. Making the bride's child cry would ruin my wedding day. I'd have to be with a clingy toddler to calm them down. I do understand service animals, but in my opinion, YTA. Tell her she ought to apologize and pay you back for being a disgusting ableist. NTA. NTA. Hypoglycemia is dangerous. You need to eat things that will raise your blood sugar, carbs, so you don't die. You have a very well-trained service dog that alerts you before you start getting ill, so you can eat something. Your cousin said you could have neither. I personally think you should have said, "Then I'm not coming." Nobody's special day gets put above someone's health and safety. You maybe could have helped soothe the toddler when they freaked out. Toddlers think everything that's brand new and large is scary. And in an ideal world, the bride and groom are not the ones that stop to soothe the tiny children. Info. What do you mean by pancreatic attacks? It seems you want to treat these attacks with sugar. But acute pancreatitis isn't treated with candy. It's treated with IV fluids at a hospital and low-fat diet. NTA. It's a service dog and she sounds like a clueless and mean person who needs to deal with her own disordered thinking about food. Info. After reading the menu, did you tell her you were bringing the dog? You had every right to bring the dog, but it's a bit petty to surprise her with it, since she clearly didn't expect for you to show up with it. Which is her fault, but still. NTA. But I feel you just shouldn't have gone. It was never going to end well. NTA. And your cousin is awful. Working at a wedding isn't fun. Not having necessary medical equipment. Your service dog is life-threatening. Oh no, a toddler cried? It's a toddler and they cry FFS. The only way you would be the asshole is to yourself, for not initially being firm about coming with your service dog or not coming at all. Your service dog is necessary to keep you safe and alive, period, and if she refuses to understand that, she doesn't get to have your services, gifts. INTA. But I wouldn't have gone to the wedding in the first place. She was already being antagonistic and obtuse before the ceremony, and they told you the children would be scared just by the dog being there. In your shoes, I would have thanked her for the invite and politely declined over her not being accommodating to you under AITA laws. Since she requested your services for the slideshow and music, you were effectively a vendor. She kicked you out of the wedding and also hasn't compensated you for your time. If you feel petty enough, take her to small claims court. You can argue the wedding invite was the payment. And since you didn't get to attend fully due to your service animal not being allowed to remain in the scene, your cousin caused, you are owed for your time to make the slideshow. Diabetic here. Type 1. Could you not go to Walmart and buy a cheap glucose monitor if you're that concerned with your blood sugars? You were also asked not to bring him and knew what would happen. So you can't really say you feel bad like you weren't sure it would happen. YTA. You were told that your service dog would be unwelcome. You were told that the menu was designed to kill you. You were told that you bringing your own medical necessities was unwelcome. And your condition was dismissed as having an addiction to junk food. So why did you bother going? Why ignore all those stated restrictions, knowing that a huge scene would ensue? And why would you be such an asshole to yourself as to try to cater to somebody who literally would rather see you dead than abandon their own precious fundamentalist pseudo-health beliefs? Go look up the Bill of Assertive Rights, print them out, and tape them to a few of your mirrors so you can read them every day. Then start reading When I Say Number, I Feel Guilty, to learn how to actually assert them to other people and to yourself. NTA. She refused your service dig and refused to accommodate your diet. Your only lithe option was not attending, which would have resulted in her freaking out anyway since she'd have no music. You chose the right option. YTA. Because you are lying, most likely to yourself and definitely to us. With your dietary choices you are most likely untreated diabetic. https://www.ncb.nlm.nih.gov/pmc/articles/pmc44999525/.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.